have my notebook, we have scribbles. You don't have to even try to read them. What I did is I went through all the games played by Baker Mayfield in college. Remember, the Browns lost 38-14. As the good fathers at Cleveland Benedictine, where I went to high school, would say, that's a 24-point loss, 24 points. You don't have to worry about that if you go to Cavs game. You have the diff on the board. They have like -6 or whatever. Anyway, -24. So I wondered, did Baker Mayfield ever play in a college game that he lost by 24 points? Well, when he was at Oklahoma, how about this? His record was 34-6. 34 wins, 6 losses. So I'm just kind of looking, what was his worst loss? His worst loss was almost 20 points. Well, 15. He lost 3 different games by 15 points. So that was the worst. In other words, he never endured anything like that 24-point loss on Sunday. Even if you go back to Texas Tech, a lot of us forget that Baker started his career at Texas Tech as a freshman. Their worst loss there was 23 points to Baylor in 2013. So if you saw Baker Mayfield after the game, and I watched him in the interview room, I watched him walk off the field with head down, and I saw him have that kind of faraway stare on the bench, it's because he really never endured anything like 38-14. I doubt he ever expected, once he got in as the quarterback of the Browns, that they would lose that badly, and the game would frankly get away from them so quickly. Now, Baker goes Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay, worst defense in the NFL. I got a feeling Baker will bounce back with a pretty good game. Now, some fans will talk about he slipped on the sideline at the end, twisted his ankle some. It certainly didn't help him. But I did not think the ankle was the overriding reason. He completed fewer than half his passes, the overriding reason why he had 5 sacks. Certainly his receivers had several drops. But I also thought he could have thrown the ball to some running backs and some other things to make his life easier. Something to watch. Chargers coach Anthony Lynn, after the game, said they approached Mayfield a little differently than some other teams. They wanted to keep him in the pocket. Think about that. Keep him throwing from the pocket. He said Mayfield, Lynn, the coach, said Mayfield's very dangerous when he runs out of the pocket. So in other words, they brought their pressure from the outside, trying to squeeze him right in the middle. Why would you want to keep Mayfield in the pocket? I thought about this. One is he's only 6 foot. So sometimes with those tall linemen, both his offensive linemen and the defensive linemen coming in with their hands up, it's a little hard to see over them. Secondly, part of Mayfield likes to make a big play. And that means they got to hang on to the ball a little longer for the receiver to get open. If you're sort of a stationary target in the pocket, hanging on to the ball, suddenly you're sacked. By the way, I said hanging on, and I almost stopped, because if you go longer than 3 seconds hanging on to the ball, you're probably going to get sacked. The average pass in the NFL is thrown in 2.45 seconds. In other words, 2.5 seconds, these guys get rid of the ball, or you're in trouble. I think Baker Mayfield averages about 2.7. Now, when you go and roll out, that buys you more time. So watch this Sunday when Baker is in Tampa. Not only, how's he throwing the ball and that, is he in the pocket? Or have the Browns found some ways to roll him out to create some more time and better targets downfield? So as Baker goes to Tampa Bay, the Browns go to Tampa Bay, I think the Browns bounce back, and I think they win this game 27-24.